What else do we have to do? We gotta get that.
Come on, what's going on here? I thought I was gonna have a Bible study in here, and
This is for the kids. See, this is the
yeah,
bags for Bible
there's such a
school and-
mess. There's so much going on. I mean, I got these books I have to read. I'm so overwhelmed with stuff,
Hey.
and you're just making it harder.
But we're doing what we're supposed
Can't
to
you
be
do
doing
it somewhere
too.
else and get the
Hey.
wagon and go somewhere? I mean, I'm overwhelmed here.
We're all overwhelmed.
What are you overwhelmed with?
We've got a lot to do too,
I
Pastor
guess
Trump.
that's
We've
true.
got a lot to do too.
I'm hearing a lot of people being overwhelmed around the church nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
all right, wait. Time out.
Oh, you're the peacemaker.
Okay. All right. I think, first of all, the way that we're talking to each other is not kind. It is not a kind way
I'm sorry.
to solve this problem. So I think we need to start over
Okay.
and try again. So why don't we do that? Why don't
Okay.
Pastor Trump, why don't you step out for just a minute? Okay, step out. All right. Are you ready, Miss Sandra?
Okay. We do. We need to
Okay.
start over.
Yeah, because we can solve this problem.
We use kinder words, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll try.
Okay. All right, Pastor Trump. Let's
Come in
start
again.
over. Try again.
Hey there. We're working on Bible school.
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Oh, we
Oh.
are too.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, you too.
Hey, is there something I could do to help you so that you feel less overwhelmed?
Hey, read these.
Okay. That
Is there anything I can
sounds.
do to
Do
help
you want me
Great.
to take a couple of those?
You take.
Okay,
Yes, I can
Is
take
there anything I can do to
those.
help
That's a
you
lot
when
to
you're
do.
overwhelmed?
You
Okay.
sure you could put this glitter on everything. Could you
Boy,
do
I
that?
got the better part of this deal, I'll
Okay.
tell you, you
Yes,
know.
that would
so-
be great.
On the bags.
Okay.
And
The glitter
yeah.
everywhere.
Okay. That would make me sparkle.
Wow,
Mhm, that would be great.
It
Okay.
would.
Oh,
So-
thank you.
This is so much better.
I guess
Look,
when we're
solving
overwhelmed, if we
problems.
talk together, that helps a little bit.
Yes, it was.
Kind of have a clean start. Oh,
Yes,
thanks.
it was a great way to
Thanks.
start over.
Mm.
Definitely.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
good job, Fran.
today we're going to learn
I'll go
about compassion in the way that we can have a fresh start, and we're going to learn a Bible story about that from our puppet friends. So let's hear that now.
Cool. I'll take my books.
Hey there, Derek.
Hey, Miss Vicky. Well, it's our last day of VBS.
Yep, and it sure has been fun.
Well, let's see. What did we talk about all this month? We talked about compassion at the table.
Yes, and we told the story of the prodigal son.
Yep, and then and that was compassion for our neighbor.
Oh, yes, and we told the story about the man whose friends brought him to Jesus through the roof.
That's right, that's right. And we also talked about compassion along the road of life. And whoever is a part of our family of God.
Oh, yes, and we told the story of Naomi and Ruth.
Now that was a really good one.
Yeah. Oh, Derek, compassion is just so important, right?
Mhm.
Whoa.
Hey! Well, hey guys. What's going on? What are you doing here?
We're having an argument.
Oh, no, that's sad. What's your argument about?
She's not being nice.
Or compassionate.
I am so.
Am not.
Am so.
Am not.
Stop. What is this about?
Look there. Do you see all her juice boxes?
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
I earned them,
We need some more juice boxes.
but I've already given you lots.
We need more.
Why?
There's a new kid at school, and she doesn't seem to have enough. We thought we could share.
But these are mine.
But are they?
Yes, besides, guess what?
What?
They already owe me lots of juice boxes. Here, I have a record. This paper is a deal. It shows how much they owe.
Yeah, she has given us some over the years, and we did promise to pay her back.
Whoa.
Let me ask you something. Do you have enough juice boxes for you?
Well, yes.
And stay with me here. If they paid you back, would that even matter to you?
It's fair.
It may be fair, but would it matter to you?
Probably not.
And if I heard right, they want to help someone else?
Yes.
So maybe you should just forgive their debt and share.
Yeah, share.
With everyone.
That would be like starting all over.
Yes, starting all over.
And you know what's funny about this?
What?
What, Miss Vicky?
Well, if you could forgive their juice boxes, you know, rip up maybe that piece of paper.
What?
Yeah, if you could do that, you'd probably be better friends.
Woo! I would feel better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Okay, look, guys. This world's a funny place, okay? With all the banks and money and all of sorts of things, right? And there's a lot of people who have less than other people. And I don't have all the answers here, but I know that God wants us to think about that and to actually do something about it. God calls it a Jubilee year in the Bible, when God tells people to start over, to forgive debt, to help people who don't have as much, and for everyone to rest.
Oh, that sounds nice. That would probably rock the world, huh?
Yeah, but I don't see how that would work.
Well, again, I'm not saying that I don't know what the answers are exactly, but I do know that God wants us always to show compassion to the whole world and for all of the world.
You know what, Derek?
What, Miss Vicky?
I am so glad that God forgives our debts because I know there is no way I could ever pay God back.
That's for sure.
You know what else? Our time is up.
Well, you know, helpers, thank you so much for helping us tell our story.
We did?
Yes, you did.
Well, glad we could help.
And thank you for helping us tell all of the stories.
Yeah, all of the amazing stories about God's
Compassion!
Yeah, thanks everybody. Bye.
Hi, it's Miss Lynn and Krista, and we're going to teach the song today called Compassion Prayer. I teach it a verse at a time. Let's listen to the first one, and then we'll do the words and the motions. May we be filled with compassion. May we be filled up to the top of our hearts when we have the power to make something right. May we show God's love. All right, so let's start. The first line of that was, may we be filled with compassion. Remember your compassion from another song, or a bonus today, if you'd like to hug somebody else for compassion, you can do that too. So may we be filled with compassion. May we be filled up. And we're going to kind of make like a ceiling to the top of our hearts when we have the power to make something right. So power, we're going to make ourselves strong there. And make is like you're twisting bottle top off, and then right, put the fist down in your palm. May we show God's love. All right, I bet you can follow along with those signs as we sing it this time. All right, may we be filled with compassion. May we be filled up to the top of our hearts when we have the power to make something right. May we show God's love. Excellent. Excellent. Hope you kept up with us there. I'm going to move on to the next verse, which has the same tune. So let me teach the words and the motions, and then we'll go back and we can do that second verse together. Okay? So now, may we be shown compassion. Okay? So we're going to get it, but we're going to use that same show compassion to start with. May we be found in the center of peace. So we're going to use this like you're pulling a thread off the back of your hand for found and for find in a moment or two. And then center, point to the center of your hand, and peace, like we've done in our go in peace, serve the Lord. Okay, so that was may we be found in the center of peace. When we have needs, okay, little quirky finger, that others can meet. Okay, others was like somebody next to you. Okay, and meet, slap those fingers together. May we find God's love. Okay, so find God's love. Again, I bet you can keep up with us on this one. Let's try to sing and sign the second verse. Okay. May we be shown compassion. May we be found in the center of peace when we have needs that others can meet. May we find God's love. Excellent. So our first verse we'll go back to in just a moment is about us sharing and showing compassion. And our second verse is about us finding or receiving compassion. All right? So let's try that. Our first one, we're going to be filled and show God's love. And the second one, we are going to be shown and find God's love. All right? Let's try that. May we be filled with compassion. May we be filled up to the top of our hearts when we have the power to make something right. May we show God's love. May we be shown compassion. May we be found in the center of peace when we have needs that others can meet. May we find God's love. All right, great. That was the song all the way through one time. We might, in a group setting, sing it 2 times through. But anyway, that was called Compassion Prayer. And thanks for singing with me. And Krista. Bye. Hi, everyone. It's me, Miss Lynn, with Krista and Rebecca. And it's time for movement for week 4. This is still going to be yoga, like you've been practicing with Vicky. But since I'm not Vicky, I need my notes to get through our practice today. Remember, yoga is an ancient spiritual practice that started in India. And through yoga, people of all faiths practice to bring their bodies, minds, and spirits into oneness with the divine, with God. There are millions of people that practice yoga all over the world. Usually there's one person to a yoga mat, but yoga can be done with a partner or a buddy too. Your buddy could be a brother, sister, husband, wife, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, best friend. Okay? A yoga buddy could be your same size, or maybe a little smaller, or maybe a little bigger than you. That's okay too. Well, today I want you to think about being flexible and opening your heart to God. I'm going to guide you in your practice while Krista and Rebecca show you the poses. You may stop the video anytime if you need more time to work on the pose. Now, are you ready to yoga? Do you have your yoga mat? Do you have your buddy? Well, if you need to get either of those things, you can stop the video, go ahead and do that, and come back once you're ready to go. All right, so once you have your buddy, you can roll your mat out. You may already have your mat out. Okay. If If your buddy doesn't have a mat, maybe there's a towel or a small blanket they can use. But really, once we get started into our partner poses, you won't need more than the one mat. So you could just use one mat for now if you'd like. All right, well, let's sit down in a comfortable position and begin by remembering our breathing. We take our time to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose. As we breathe today, let's think these words. Okay, on your inhale, with an open heart, exhale, I am present. Inhale to the spirit within, and exhale, and around me. Keep your breathing in and out. And I'm going to repeat those words one more time as you breathe in. With an open heart, I am present. To the spirit within and around me. All right, before we start our movement together, let's first move by ourselves. All right, so everybody stand up onto your feet on your mat with your feet as wide as your hips. And I'm going to have one of the girls turn sideways so you can see them doing this to the side. All right, now breathe in and bring your hands up over your head, reaching up onto your tiptoes. All right, stretch, stretch, stretch. Great. Now exhale and lower your arms and your feet. Bring your hands down to your side. Okay, we're going to inhale again and raise those arms, reaching for the sky with your hands. Raise them up. And then on the exhale, fold yourself in the middle and bring your hands to the floor for a forward fold. Now, jump or walk your feet back or walk your hands forward and raise your hips into that downward facing dog. You can stay like this, or if you want to walk your dog, you can kind of pedal your heels by bending your knees, one knee and then the other. Okay, let's get both of our feet back on the mat, and you can walk your hands backward, or you can walk or jump your feet forward. Now slide your hands up the front of your legs halfway, then sweep your hands up high above your head and stretch to the sky, letting your eyes and hands and hearts reach and open. Great. All right. Well, before we begin our partner poses, let me say that if you have trouble getting into position, you can pause the video and go back if you need to. And anytime something doesn't feel quite right, you can stop and start over, or maybe just stop and watch the pose and start again with the next one. We don't want to do anything that might hurt our bodies. All right, well, this first partner pose is kind of a reaching and opening pose, like you were reaching to the sky a moment ago. This is called open heart. Really, only one person does this at a time with their help from their buddy. So the person in front is going to be the reacher, and the person in back needs to be the anchor. And the first time, if we have different sized buddies, let's have the smaller buddy in front. The front person starts with their feet a little wider than their hips and arms slightly out to the side. The second person comes behind their buddy and stands with one leg forward and one leg back in a sturdy stance. Then the person in back uses their hands to hold the hips or the hip bones, or maybe even just above the hips of the front person. Okay, and they're going to just kind of gently be there as the front person will now raise their hands into a Y shape, lift their chin up toward the sky, and lean the body forward. Okay, not quite the full weight, but you can lean forward. You might bring the weight off of your heels as this happens. Okay, bring those shoulder, kind of think about your shoulder blades coming together maybe. So you're just opening the front of yourself. All right. Now you can lower the hands back down, bring your heels to the mat, and bring your arms to your sides. Excellent. Well, let's switch this now. The person in front, okay? And if this was a larger person and the buddy behind is a little bit shorter, they could either grab the hips again, as we did first, or maybe they might grab a little lower on the front of the thighs or lower on the middle thigh, but not on the knees. Okay, so let's get our front buddy with their feet hip width apart. Okay. And their arms to the side. Now our anchor buddy comes in behind with one foot in front and one foot behind. They can grab the hips or down lower on the leg. Okay, and the front person, go ahead and lift your arms up over, reach them out, shoulders back, and lean forward. There you go, opening yourself out. And see, it can be just a little lean, especially if we've got a little person in the back and a larger person in the front. Just leaning and stretching and opening your heart to God. Great. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and exhale, returning to your original position. Super. I hope that worked for everybody. All right, now let's take a position side by side so we can create a double crescent moon. Okay, stand with your buddy, your hips about 2 feet apart, and place your inside hand on each other's hip bone. Okay, and then spread yourselves apart so that your arms aren't bent at all. Super. Now, what you want to do is take that outside hand and lift your arm up, bring that over your head, and then stretch the outside of your body, reaching those hands together. You can bring them together and feel the energy of the person next to you. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Try to be sure that your shoulder isn't creeping forward, but is in line with your ear. Okay, opening the front of yourselves. Super. All right, on an exhale, bring those arms back down to your side. Now to stretch the other side of ourselves, let's do that. Okay. Get your stance, your feet just as wide as your hips. Put your hand on your buddy's hip. Then take those outside arms with the hands, reaching them up, 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 and over toward your buddy, connecting your hands, feeling the energy, keeping your shoulders back so that you're opening yourselves. Super. Breathe in, breathe out, and lower your hands back to your side. Great. All right, well now, let's see if we can try to be lizards sunbathing on a rock. Okay, so we're going to need our rock to be the larger person first for this. That person in a moment will come into tabletop and then get into child's pose. Okay, so as they do this, now parents, if you need a little extra support for your knees, if you're being the rock, you can put a folded blanket or towel or even the edge of the mat there to cushion your knees. Though if you've had knee surgery or knee problems, maybe you should just sit this one out or find another rock for your lizard. And if there are any spinal issues, probably again, maybe find another rock. But we start here in tabletop and then lower yourself back down into child's pose. So you want to take your hips back toward your feet. The arms from in front, now bring them back next to your feet. Okay? So our lizard will turn themselves around and take a seat at the very edge of the rock there, kind of hip to hip. And then they take their own feet a little bit wider than their hips. And now the lizard can lay back on top of that rock, stretching their arms out and over their head or to the side if you have more room than we do here. Just feel that stretch, and again, you're opening your heart. Okay, another breath in and out, and as you breathe out, lift yourself back up. Sitting and moving away from your rock, lizard, and then rock. You may get yourself up, and we'll switch positions. Now, if we have a little buddy here, again, we may want to find somebody their own size to be the lizard. All right, but let's try this. My lizard and rock are about the same size. So Rebecca will now get down into tabletop to start, then stretch back into child's pose. Okay, and see, she moved her knees a little bit out so she can reach a little deeper. Take the hands next to the feet. The lizard will sit hip to hip on the rock and then lay back over the lizard And stretching those arms, head back, nice and open there. Plenty of stretch. Super. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and then come up on an exhale. When you're ready, stand yourself up, and the rock may take a standing position also. Thank you. All right, well, let's do a little flexibility, a couple flexibility moves now. We're going to start with making a seesaw and then a boat. So for this, we need to be sitting down, facing each other. Put the legs out straight in front of you, and see if you can connect your feet there. And now reach out for each other's hands. Now if you can't quite grasp your hands together, one person can take their feet and put them just inside the feet of the other person. So you can scooch a little closer this way, and then again reach out and grasp those hands. And now with backs straight, don't let them get all hollow, but you want to take turns pulling one person toward the center and then the other person toward the center. This might take a little communication and compassion as you realize how far your partner can be pulled on the seesaw. Excellent. We'll do one more for each person. All right, you separate your hands, bring them down to the side. And what I want you to do now, we're going to move to our boat by taking our feet flat onto the floor. So you'll bend those knees up a little bit, right? And kind of scooch your bottoms a little bit toward each other, right? Reach out to grab hands, grasp those, and stretch away just a little bit. Just kind of so your arms aren't bent. And from here, take one set of your feet and see if you can match them up, each person, get them sole to sole, and lift that leg maybe right between your hands. Super. Okay, you can lower that leg if you made it all the way to the top. And now try that with the other leg. First, matching up the soles of the feet, applying a little pressure, press, press, press right up to the top. Super, like a little boat. All right, lower that leg down. And now if you really want to try a challenge, maybe you can get both of those feet, sets of feet together and up in the center. So grasp your hands firmly, get your feet, and maybe they can go this at the same time, or maybe you need one and then the other to get yourselves into your boat. And then bring those legs back down, feet to the floor, and relax into a sitting position. Okay, well, keeping with flexibility, let's see if we can make a raindrop. Okay, for this, you need to lay with your backs on the ground and your heads touching. So it might take a little bit of maneuvering. You can bend your knees to start if you need to. If you don't have quite enough space, like Krista over there. Okay. Rebecca's got hers as well. From here, lift your feet into the air. Okay. The knees can stay bent if you need them to. Now that you have those feet up there, feeling the energy in your feet, lift your hips, just your hips, and see if your feet can touch your buddy's feet, maybe tickling the toes there. Okay? Don't bring your back up off the floor, just raise your hips a little bit. And if you can't make it all the way, that's okay. But this is the teardrop, all right? Or some people might call it a Hershey's kiss. All right, release your feet back to the floor when ready. Put them on the ground, roll on your side, and then gently push yourself back up into a sitting position. All right, we're going to finish our final partner pose. It's going to be a partner tree. So we're going to want to stand up for this one. Stand up gently. And we can do this one with our hand on each other's shoulders, or hands around the back, So you're holding on to the other hip. You can be really close, or maybe just hand to hand. And that's the way we're going to demonstrate it right now. So from here, what you'll do is bring your outside heel up to the ankle of your inside leg. Okay? And then put your knee out just to the side. And from here, take your foot, and it could stay right there if that's the easiest for you, or you might bring it up just a little bit onto your calf, or you could bring it all the way up to your thigh, okay, but not your knee. Okay, so you could bring your leg up or on your calf or down at your ankle, whatever most comfortable. So once you're in this position and it feels good, take the outside hands on your arms, bring those up and stretch, and you can meet your hands at the top. Okay, right there, making a tree. You can bring them to heart center. Right. And you can even, I guess, bring them back out and stretch them wide to make a tree that way. Okay? All right, well, let's go ahead and lower ourselves back down from that pose. And while we've been breathing all along throughout this, I want us to finish by focusing on our breath once again. So let's all sit back down and bring our hands either on our knees or to heart center. And I'm going to repeat, while you breathe in and out, I'm going to repeat the words I said earlier. All right. With an open heart, I am present to the spirit within and around me. All right, we'll turn around. Now we'll turn to face each other. Okay. Face your buddy and prepare to end our time together by saying namaste, remembering that people in all cultures that practice yoga the same way will end with that word. That word meaning the light and love in me sees and honors the light and love in you. And this is a reminder for us to see each other the way God sees each of us, with love, compassion, and respect. So let's close our practice today by saying to one another, namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, friends. It's our last week of Vacation Bible School for this summer. We hope you've had a great time learning all about compassion and enjoyed all of the fun treats and crafts that you've gotten in your bags the last few weeks. We know that this does not look the same as other Bible schools, but we've had a great time and we hope you have too.
And we hope that you will join us for our last Vacation Bible School Zoom on Tuesday night at 7:15. And please make sure that you're posting pictures of the crafts and whatnot, the activities that you do on the Facebook page so that we can share those with the congregation. Okay? We miss you and we hope to see you soon.
Bye, friends.
Bye, guys.